Welcome to another review. This time we're looking at Piko hobby set of Polish private operator Koleje Mazowieckie. And I have a set of 4 of these cars. Control car and 3 second class cars. And the EU47 matching locomotive was already reviewed about 3 weeks ago. This is the entire consist of 4 cars and the locomotive. In terms of packaging, there is not much to talk about, and as you can see, the hobby sign at the bottom. There's a couple of things we need to mention. One of them is this model was released in 1 to 100 length, not 1 to 187, and the front end of this control car is not prototypical. So this is just simply different model repainted in Koleje Mazowieckie paint scheme. Overall, the paint quality is very good. There's very nice color separation and contrast, and all the small details and the multicolor signs are executed very nice. And this is the connection using Fleischmann close couplers. The overall execution and the level of details is actually very good for hobby type of a product. I'm actually quite surprised. Straight from the box, the model is set up to operate on DC. There's an option to upgrade the model to DCC, and I already did. So once you have your functional decoder installed, you have the headlights, of course. There's a separate function for destination station. I'm sure you can see it here. If you wish, you can also install interior lights, which I did, but that's completely my own installation. There's no LEDs inside the cars. If you decide to convert this model to DCC and install the functional decoder, which is located somewhere here under the roof, there's a circuit board. Unfortunately, this model is not equipped with DCC socket, and the decoder has to be hardwired. There is, however, a whole page of instructions how to install the decoder and how to hardwire the decoder onto circuit board. The interior is well detailed. Nothing extraordinary, but definitely above average, which is another nice surprise. The tables, I painted the top of the tables slightly brighter color to improve the contrast when I was installing lights inside the cars. But straight from the box they are just solid green. The front cab is nicely detailed. There's a lot of details here. There's no additional elements to be added. If you decide to run a coupler at the front, the bottom skirt is connected. As I mentioned earlier, the front of the cab is not prototypically correct. And electrical pickups, industry standard. This is the front. And this is the end. As you can see, I'm using Weissmann close couplers with electrical connection to transfer the power to remaining cars for interior lights. And this is the back end, solid plates, not retractable. Again, that's a very basic model. And this is one of the second class cars. Again, very nice, surprisingly well detailed bogies and the suspension here. I really like that. And of course there's no electrical pickup on additional cars. And again, you can see the Weissmann couplers, which are based on Fleischmann, with electrical connectors and then wires running inside. Again, this is not included. This is the back end of one of the second class cars. Again, identical transition points. So here's my personal conclusion. Overall, very good looking product, very nice level of details, excellent paint quality. And unfortunately, if you are looking for prototypically correct model, that's not the one for you. This is more of a very expensive, very good, high quality toy than actual model. And for two very basic reasons, pretty much disqualifying this as a model. First of all, the length is not 1 to 187, it's 1 to 100, and the front of the control card is not prototypically correct. Additional part of the whole set that I'm really disappointed with is the locomotive, which I reviewed already a couple of weeks ago, and this model was released as an expert, which in my opinion doesn't belong to Piko expert portfolio. But at the same time, as you can see, I have this model on my layout and I'm actually quite pleased with the general appearance. As always, there is more than one perspective and option, especially in model railroading, and it's all depends on how much money you want to spend. This is Rocco pamphlet, released in November, I believe, and this is an announcement of exactly the same train. Of course, the Rocco models won't be sold for the same price point as the Piko. According to my calculations, the prices are exactly almost twice as much as the Piko equivalent, which is of course Piko Hobby, and that's going to be quite professional, prototypically correct model. Happy model railroading!